How about expats, or as you've called them, settlers, which is a very charged term right now, by the way. You know, how should expats go about moving if they want to live in one of these places? Should they do that? My wife and I, we talk about wanting to retire. We can't retire in the U.S., really. It's too expensive these days. But if we went to somewhere more affordable and preferably with waves. So I'm curious, how should someone go about that without ruining the dynamic that is there?
I think that's a really charged question and a really important one, especially in this line of work, right? And I think my first gut reaction is just like, don't. But I think we can unpack that a little bit further. So I'm happy that you kind of brought up the term settler, right? And so that is in reference to the idea that expats or foreign migrants, mostly from northern countries, are moving into the global south in surf destinations, buying up land, building a house, living their dream, and the implications of what that entails. And so that's the settler part of settler colonialism.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that we could talk about, right ways of doing that or good ways of doing that, but recognizing that in the process of doing that, you are contributing to the further colonization and ongoing, investment in places and the impacts of that. So you can't just wipe yourself clean of that, no matter how you want to, put on your rose-colored glasses for it. That said, I think, I know a lot of people who are expats who own land. I don't own land. But I think there are people who do it in a way that feels better for a community and ways that doesn't feel good for a community. So believing that you're a local just because you show up and you buy a piece of property and so you have access and entitlement to the surf, No. That's not really how it works. And that's really kind of frowned upon and seen poorly among the community. And just kind of the mindset, I think, when people come in and, you see someone who comes to a place and they're immediately asking you, do you know any land for sale? Do you know any land for sale? And my response is this your first time here? Why don't you try to get to know the community, see if they would actually want you to live here? For example, are you just, here to serve your own interests and do it in an extractive way? Or are you here to give something and support the well-being of this community in a way? Are you conservation-minded, et cetera? But like I said, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So even the most well-intentioned settler coming into a community still has that behind them, right?